Well, I guess we're up and operating. I'm going to go File, New, MicroLogic 1000 DH45 DH slave. I have a new program. I'm going to make the main program guy a darker blue, add all of 2 runs, 1 run, 2 runs, 1 too many. Get rid of it later, for now, if I can find the delete key. All right, so I need a normally closed guy, and then I need a timer. T4:0, T4:0. Time base is going to be, where to go? I misspelled 0. My timer. My only. Because I'm only allowed 1 timer in this particular guy. I'm going to go to 1/100th of a time base. My preset can be 0, that's perfectly okay. It's going to change. T4:0/done. And then we want 2 normally open contacts. 2? We don't want 2. We only have 2 runs, right? Delete that one too. T4:0 done. Then we got to go find the sequencers. There's the sequencers. So file shift. So there's a output sequencer, a load sequencer, and a compare sequencer. We're going to use the compare sequencer in another project. We're going to do a check to see if you put the right pin in your ATM machine project, and we're going to use that guy. But right now we're going to use the load guy, and we're going to want 2 of them. But they have to be jumpered, but I didn't get a jumper out there, so I'm going to do that next. SQO, yeah. Right, you keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there, this says File Shift Sequencer. And then there's an SQO, and if you stay on it long enough, it'll say Sequencer Out. Alright, so the first guy is going to be in pound N7:0. The mask is going to be FFFFH. From the spot that says Shift File Shift Sequencer. Now, you have another option. You don't necessarily have to scroll across the top of this guy. You could go to View, Instruction Tablet, and then there's all your instructions that are allowed in this with this particular processor, and you could get SQO that way. So you could do that either way. So in the future, you may want to, if we're dealing with fancier instruction types, then we normally bring that instructor palette off. But because we're dealing with just a few, it didn't make any sense to do that. But now that you know it's there, you may want to, you can hide it someplace. And we'll hide it up there if you can make it fit. And a pain in the butt. I don't need any more anyway. So the destination, T4:0.PRE, the preset of the processor. Now, it needs a control, and if I look at my file registers, I have an R6 control, so this guy will be R6:0 if I got control of that spot. R6:0, and I don't want the negative, the minus sign there. The length we decided was 26. My position 0, that position is going to change as the sequencer sequences, and so that'll be that case. We'll come back to the second guy, We're going to use a pound sign because that means I have a file, I have a set set aside for this purpose. Now, I can mess up and screw with that file. I can go and put something in those memory locations during the programming process. If I do so, that'll mess me up, but I could do that. Right now, I'm reserving it for this purpose only. Okay, we're going to use a mask of FFFFH. And the destination is going to be the outputs, 0, 0, dot 0. Control will be my next control number, R6, 1, and my length is 26. I'll go and check my program. I see that all my errors are gone. That's all the program looks like, all of 2 runs. Now I need to deal with the integer file. So I come up on the integer file, and what I'm going to do, well, that doesn't help me. What I'm going to do is change the radix. See the radix right there? Now what does radix mean? It's sort of a Latin word for radius. It's a Latin word for the base, is what it is. So I'm going to change the radix to binary. So here's my N7:0 guy. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and change it back to decimal. Alright, because I'm putting in the timer. And for the timer we said we wanted a 1,000. And then we wanted 1,000 for 10 seconds. And then we wanted to do flashing, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Because you're not hitting the enter key. Every time you do, I'm doing 50, enter, then I'm using the arrow to move over. 50, enter, the arrow to move over. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. I have 10 of them. And then I need 500 for 5 seconds left over in the cycle. Then I need the yellow light to come on for 2 seconds, so I put in a 200. Then I start over again with 1,000 for the walk light going the other way. And then I enter 50, 50. And what exactly do you want to me to do about your inability to make things look exactly the way I have it? Well, obviously you need to bend the computer to the wheel. Anybody else having a removal problem?
That works. Well, it's going to be you have your removal problem.
Super.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's not bad enough. Yeah, all you got to do is right. Yeah. But if you fall behind, just keep going what you can. If you fall behind there, don't just fall behind.
I'll be in Omaha. Good in mind. Anyway, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 1. Okay, so now I've got 10 spots where I'm flashing my don't walk, and 10 half-second things is 5 seconds of flashing. Then I'm going to need a 300, followed by a 200 for the yellow light. So I have 300 because that's the residue left over, because it's an 18-second thing going on. So 10 plus 5 plus 3 is 18. And then I need a yellow light for 2 seconds. All right, so now I've got my timers entered into my integer file. Now I'm going to go and change the radix to binary. Okay, now when I do that, that makes the timers look silly, right? So the timer looks silly, but it makes my lights look right. So here's number 30, and for number 30, I want a 1 there, I want a 1 here, I want a don't walk that way, and I want a walk light on. Okay, now I'm going to go and go back to decimal, and that's a 588. That's the same number I want here, 588. All right, now I'm going to go back to binary. And now what's going to happen? I'm flashing my don't walk light. So this guy's going to be on. He's going to be off. He's going to be on. He's going to be off. He's going to be on. He's going to be off. He's going to be on. He's going to be off. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll recount it again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I've got enough of the, I have enough of the flashing guy. While it's flashing, the other don't walk the other way has to be solid. So I'll put in him in. Okay. And the green and the red light has to be on solid. All right, now, because 31 and 32 are the only two that change, I'm gonna go back to decimal and say 32 is 652 followed by 524. So I'm just going to change these guys to 652, 524. 652, 524. 652, 524. 652. 524. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my binary code, and what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the red and green lights are on solid, the don't walk lights on solid, and I'm flashing my don't walk going the other way. Yeah. And then I'll leave it there. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm ready to shift the lights to the 5-second time when they should be the way they are. So a 1 there, a 1 there, a 1 there, a 1 there. Now I'm going to yellow. So I got a yellow light. That guy stays red. My don't walk stays solid. Now I'm at 44. Now 44 should be timer 24. and we're going to come back up here and we look at timer 24. 24 is the 10 seconds of walk. Okay, we're ready to do the 10-second of walk. So I'm going to go back to binary. I'm walking the other way, so the 8 guy will be 1. I'm still don't walk here, but my lights have changed. Red and green. Okay. Now for the next 10 entries, I'm flashing the don't walk light. 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 because it's flashing. 1, 1, 1. Okay, now I have 45 and 46 correct. I'm going to go back to decimal and say, well, gee, that was 673 followed by 161. 673, 161. 673, 161. 673, 161. 673, 161. And I'm lined up, and I'm now ready to go to the solid guy, which would be the 673 guy again. Okay. And now I'm ready to go to yellow. So I'm going to go back to binary, and I'm on solid for my don't walks. I go to yellow, I keep red, and now I go back up. That's 26, that's location 26. Now I go back up to where I need to be. I'm going to look at that in decimal code. And now you can see the coding that I put in. Now, when I put this into my emulator, it should just work. Shouldn't be anything wrong with it. Plus I hose it over. Okay, so I'm going to go and open up the RS Link guy. Go to the squiggly guy in the middle, go get the emulator. You don't think I'm right?
No.
You don't think you're right?
No, we know you're not.
I know, I'm pretty much right, yeah. I'm definitely not left. Right, so now, yeah. So I got the RS Link guy open, now I'm going to go open up my emulator. Alright, so there's my emulator. I'm going to go to the communication path, pick the emulator, apply, OK. And now I'm going to do a download. And I need to save the program as something. Alright. Now I'm online in the emulator. I'm running in the emulator. Okay, I'm seeing a walk going on. I'm seeing my don't walk flash. I'm on solid. Now I'm going to see a yellow light. I see a yellow light. My lights go the other way. I see the guy going the other way. So,
This is 653 number 6. You don't need to print it out.
no, I'm not going to put it out. You could have had it all in already. Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, okay.
My RX links don't open.
No, you put it in emulator, you use RS links to get it.
Oh.
Communicate.